Hariom parents, Hariom children, welcome to my next video. In this video I will teach you the second part of the lesson number 1, the best Christmas present in the world. Okay, so before that we will little revise what we learned in the first part of the lesson. So in the first part of the lesson, the narrator who visited the junk shop, there is one desk which is burnt. So he brought that one to the house because of the in the eve of Christmas day. So when he brought that one home in his garage, working with that desk, he saw one drawer which is very stuck tightly in that desk. So he take out the drawer. Inside that drawer, one secret drawer he saw. Then he got one letter which is written on which is received on January 26th of 1950. So that letter is which is on that letter written that it is buried with me. So with about the due to the curiosity, the narrator tried to open the letter. So when he opened the letter, he saw one address also is there. Okay, so till that much we learned that one. So in the part 2, what we have to see in the part 2, open up page number 10, children. See, this is in the part 2 we will discuss. Here is there only about the letter, what is written in that. Okay, in the first part we know that how the man got the letter and how the narrator got the letter. In the second part we will know about what is written in that letter. Okay, so what is written there? See, dearest Connie, here that letter is addressed to the Connie. Who is Connie? Connie is the wife of Jim McPherson. Okay, so here Jim McPherson is writing a letter to Connie. So what address is that? Dearest Connie, I write to you in much happier frame of my mind because something wonderful has just happened that I must tell you about at once. So he is telling, I wrote this letter in a very happy mood because something happened which one I have to be shared with you. With a happy mood he wrote the letter. We were all standing in our trenches yesterday morning. Okay, what do you mean by trenches? So as I told that Jim McPherson is a captain of our British army. So they are called as a Tommy, and German army they are called Fritz. So Jim McPherson is telling that what happened in the day. With a happy mood he is writing the letter to Mrs. Connie. So trenches, what do you mean by trenches? Trenches means the long deep ditches in the ground where soldiers hide from the enemy. Okay, so the soldiers will hide themselves in the trenches, which is the deep hole in the ground. They will go inside the trenches and will, why? Because they have to be safe from the enemy or hide from the enemy. So in the morning, what happened? It is in the trenches yesterday morning, that is the Christmas morning. On that day, that morning is on the Christmas morning. So this one is on the day of 25th December on the Christmas. So this letter is written on December 26th. Means next day of the Christmas only. So what happened in the Christmas, that is given here. Then it was crisp and white all about, a beautiful morning as I have ever seen, as a cold and frosty as a Christmas morning should be. So in that morning is very crisp. Crisp means brushing, fresh morning. Okay, so that morning is very fresh and that is covered with frost. Frost means, do you know the winter season we will see the outside fog? Means we cannot see the things properly on the road where frost will be there. I should like to be able to tell you that we began it, but the truth I am ashamed to say it that Fritz began it. Okay, so he is telling that I began to that day, but I am feeling very ashamed. Why? Because actually that began by the Fritz. Fritz means what I told children, the German army. It first someone saw a white flag waving from the trenches opposite. Then they were calling out to us from across no man's land. Happy Christmas, Tommy. Happy Christmas. So actually what happened here, the German soldiers are there, and here the British soldiers are there. So British soldiers are there, but German soldiers, what they did first, you know, they waved the white flag. White flag means what? That is for the peace. Means they don't want to any war. They don't want any war. They don't want any violence. They want peace. That's why they waved the white flag from their trenches. And they shouted, what they shouted? Happy Christmas, Tommy, Happy Christmas. So that is the day of Christmas. So they wishing that Happy Christmas, Tommy. Tommy means here they are wishing to the British army. So the German armies Fritz are wishing to the British army Tommy. So they how they are wishing? Happy Christmas, Tommy, Happy Christmas. So when we had got over the surprise, Thomas was shouted back, same to you, Fritz, same to you. So at the time, some soldiers with including Jim McPherson, they got surprised. Yes or no? We will feel surprised when there two parties are anti-party. They are going to be war, but at the time they wishing to each other. From the Fritz side, they started first to wish that Happy Christmas. So they got surprised. At the time, from the Tommy side, from the back side of the soldiers, also someone said what? Same to you, Fritz. Same to you, Fritz. Like this. Then thought that would be that we will read, but then suddenly one of them was up there in the great court and waving his white flag. Don't shoot, lads. Someone shouted and no one did. Then there was another Fritz up on the parapet and another keep your heads down. I told the man it is trick, but it was not. So what happened? Suddenly from the Fritz, one man came with a great coat. One man came with his white flag and he waving the white flag and coming and saying that don't shoot boys. Lads means here boys. Okay, don't shoot boys. Don't shoot boys. So from this one more Fritz also came from the parapet. Parapet means what, children? The boundary wall of the for example, see slab, after putting the slab, one small wall will be there. That is known as the parapet. So one more Fritz came from the parapet. Also he also came with this side. So at that time this Mac person thought that no, it is some trick. They are playing with the trick. They will come near us. When we will come near them means they will shoot us. Like that they are thinking this is a trick. On the Germans was waving a bottle above his head. It is Christmas Day, Tommy. We have snaps. We have sausages. We meet you. Yes. By this time there was a dozen of them walking towards us across no man's land and not a rifle between them. Okay, so at that time what happened? One Fritz came from that side with a bottle on his head. So that is known as the sausage. Snaps. Snaps means what, children? A German drink made from the grain. Snaps, what the drink that is, which is made by the grain. So sausage means it is the meat, fried meat in the box, which is the packed in the box. So sausage, with schnapps, they came out with holding this one bottle, one sausage box, everything they catch and coming towards us. And they are telling that today is Christmas Day, we have to be celebrate. Why we have to fight with each other? Come on, we have to be celebrate. So come on to the no man's land. What do you mean by the no man's land? Means an area between armies which no one control. Okay, here one side of the army and here one side of the army. This side is, for example, this is Germany army and here British's army are there. Means this side is your British's and this side is the Germany. But in the middle, which land will be there? That is no man's land. Means that land is not over the control of these two army party. Okay, so this is the no man land. That land is not belong to anyone. So they told that you come on the no man land. Then so by this time there were dozens of them. What are they waiting for? And there was no stopping them. I was the officer. I should have stopped them there and then. I suppose, but the truth is that if it never seemed occurred to me, I should all around their line and ours. I could see men walking slowly towards one another. Grey coats, khaki coats meeting in the middle, and I was one of them. I was a part of this. In the middle of the war, we were making peace. So as a captain, when Fritz told that come on, come on, come on, so the Tommies are going, but as a captain, he have to be stop them. He have to be refused. But he not told like that. Who? Jim McPherson. He not told like that. He want to the peace. So one khaki coat, one grey coat, everywhere they are mixing with each other in the no man land to create peace. You cannot imagine, dearest Connie, he is writing like that. You cannot imagine, dearest Connie, my feeling as I looked into the eyes of the Fritz officer who approached me, hand outstretched. His name is Hans Wolf. Okay, so Hans Wolf is the captain of the Fritz. So you cannot imagine the happiest moment. Which happiest moment? That the captain of Fritz, he came and stretched his hand to me to wish to me Christmas. So that is a good imagination. Okay, we are fighting with each other. We are thinking that we are enemies, but on the day of Christmas, how we are mixing with each other. That is a very wonderful imagination. That one I want to tell you. So, who approached his hand stretched, Hans Wolf. His name was Hans Wolf. He said, gripping my hand warmly and holding it, I am from Dusseldorf, play the cello in the orchestra. Happy Christmas. So when two persons will meet each other, they will say hello to each other and they will tell their name. So exactly that Hans Wolf also gave his hand to the Jim McPherson and he told that I am from Dusseldorf. This is the one place name. I am from Dusseldorf and I am a cello player. Cello means a musical instrument with a long pipe. Okay, so I am the cello player in the orchestra. Then after Captain Jim McPherson, I replied, and a happy Christmas to you too. I am school teacher from Dorset in the west of England. Okay, so he told that I am the school teacher. As I told that McPherson before he was a school teacher, so he introduced that I was a school teacher in the Dorset. Oh, Dorset, he said that. He smiled. Who? Hansel. Oh, Dorset. And he smiled. I know this place. I know very well. We said my rum Russian and his excellent sausage. And we talked, Connie, how we talked. He spoke almost perfect English. But it turned out that he had never set foot in the Dorset, never even been to England. He had learned all he knew of England from school and from reading books in English. His favorite writer was Thomas Hardy. His favorite book, Far from the Madding Crowd. So they started talking. See children, their Britishers, their main language is English, and German people, their main language is Germany. But how they are talking to each other? That Hans Wolf is there who little bit know the English. How he learned English? By reading the English book. His famous author also, Thomas Hardy. Okay, his famous book is Madding Crowd. So he told that I never put my feet in the England. Never I went to the Dorset, but I know English by reading the English book. So like that they are talking. So he is telling how happiest moment that is. He is telling to his wife Connie. Then the Bathsheba and the Galvin Oak and the Sergeant Roy and the Dorset, he had a wife and one son. He had a wife and one son. So, just 6 months ago, as I looked about me, there were huddles of khaki and grey everywhere all over no man's land. Smoking, laughing, talking, drinking, eating. Hans Wolf and said, what was left on your wonderful Christmas cake, Connie? He thought the Magipian was the best he had tasted. I agreed. We agreed about everything and he was my enemy. There was a Christmas party like it, Connie is telling. So when that two men saw that everywhere the khaki and the spotted army dress, they are mixing with each other. They are talking, smoking, laughing, eating, everything by mixing they are doing. So that is the happiest moment. And you imagine the situation, children, when the two countries are are everywhere, always they are fighting with each other, but on the day of Christmas they are mixing with each other, and they forget that they are enemies. They are treating like as a friend. That is a very happiest moment. Yes or no? Then someone I don't know who brought out a football. Great courts were jumped in piles to make the goal post, and the next thing we need, it was a Tommy against Fritz out in the middle of no man's land. Hans Wolf and I looked on and the cheered, clapping our hands and stamping our feet to keep out the cold as much as the anything. So here again Jim McPherson is telling, I don't know, but someone brought football in the no man's land. So they started the football match. See, here the khaki dresses and the grey coated dresses where they are playing with the football. So I and Hans Wolf means Jim McPherson and Hans Wolf, they cheer up to the players by clapping their hand, by stamping their feet. Okay. There was a moment when I noticed how the breeze mingling in the air between us. He saw it to the it had smiled. Jim McPherson, he said after a while, I think this is how we should resolve the war. A football match, no one dies in a football match, no children are orphaned, and no wives become widows. So he's telling, Hans will be telling, if the war will happen, the war will over in the match of football. Why? In the match of football, no one will die. No children will orphan. Orphan means what? Whose your parents will be not there. In the war, due to the war, so many people are losing their life. When they are losing their lives, their children is becoming orphan. Their wife is becoming widows. So if we will stop the war, if we will play the war with the football, so no one will be dying, no children will become orphan, and no wives will become a widow. He is just telling. It is a good idea, no? I had prefer cricket. I told him. Then we Tommies could be sure of winning probably. We laughed and that, and together we watched the game. Sad to say, Connie Fritz won 2-1. Okay, so here again my person is feeling very sad. Why? Because Fritz won, like by the goals won. But as Hans Wolf generously said that our goal was wider than theirs, so it was not quite fair. Okay, they won, but the Wolf said that our goal was very not very, that much very length. Their goal was very highest goal. Like that he make up the things. The time came, and all too soon, when the game was finished, the schnapps and the rum and the sausage had long since run out, and we knew it was all over. I wished Hans well and told him I hoped he would see his family again soon, that the fighting would end and we could all go home. So afterward, what they brought, the sausage, the schnapps and the rum. Rum is the one of the drinking things. Okay, that everything is over. What they brought with them, they are means giving to each other. Everything is over. After that, they stopped their playing everything. So they want to go now. So he told that to the wolf that I will meet with you, my family. I think that inspired every soldier marched on both sides. Hans would say, take care, Jim McPherson. I shall never forget this moment, nor you. He saluted and walked away from the slowly, unwillingly. I felt he turned to wave just once and then become one of the hundreds of grey-coated men drifting back towards the trenches. Okay, so what happened? Now it is the time to go. So after celebrating that by playing the football, by drinking, by smoking, by playing everything, now it is the time to go. So at the going time, he told them goodbye and he want to go, but unwillingly. He don't want to go. He want to spend more time with them, but he have to be go. So he unwillingly he went from the place. Okay, with that all soldiers who came from that Germany land, they all turned back to their land. That night back in our crowds, we heard them singing a carol and singing quite beautifully. It was silent night. Our boys gave them a rousing chorus of wild shepherds watched. We exchanged carols for a while and then we all fell silent. We had our time of peace and goodwill, a time I will treasure as long as I live. So here my question is telling that they went to the doggers. Doggers means their trenches. When they after they made to the trenches, they started singing with their carols. What type of singing? Still night means silent night. And also they started singing while shepherds watched. So this all after singing, slowly they became silent to each other. Then next what happened? Dearest Connie, he is telling, dearest Connie, by Christmas time next year, this war will be nothing but a distant and terrible memory. I know from all that happened today how much both armies long for peace. We shall be together again soon. I am sure of it. Your loving Jim. He is telling that on that Christmas day next year we will try to be friend with each other. We don't want to war with them. We want peace. Like that, Jim McPherson is telling. And finished his letter by your loving Jim. So I will meet you with my next video of the part 3. Okay children, Hari Om.